Welcome to the HighExistence podcast. I am your host, John Brooks, and today we're going to be talking to Gerry Powell. According to his website, Gerry Powell was the personification of the American businessman, rich, powerful, but unhappy. In fact, Gerry was one of the most miserable people on the planet, even though he sold his cosmetic surgery company for $94 million, had 5 houses, 20 plus cars, and 2 planes. He was suicidal, depressed, addicted to drugs, and a sex addict. But one day, when Gerry hit rock bottom, he decided that he needed to fix his broken mind. He went on a search to heal himself, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on every personal development modality you can imagine. It helped to an extent, but it was not until Gerry tried plant medicine that the shift he was looking for finally happened. In just one evening, Gerry's world changed. He was a different person. Medically licensed life advancement center that uses plant medicine and other healing tools to transform people's lives. Martijn and I visited Rhythmia at the end of June 2018 and spent a week there experiencing all that it had to offer, including the plant medicine ceremonies, and we also interviewed Gerry. Gerry, as you'll see, is a charismatic, hilarious speaker. I find this to be one of our most entertaining talks to date. In our interview, we cover such topics as Gerry's transformation after drinking plant medicine, the reason Gerry created Rhythmia, the HighExistence team's experience, how you can introduce a close one to plant medicine, Gerry's vision for the future of plant medicine retreats, and much, much more. If you are interested in plant medicine or interested in attending Rhythmia, please visit their website, which is rhythmia.com. Rhythmia, however, is spelt unconventionally as RYTHMIA.com. RYTHMIA.com. So, without further ado, let's crack into this crazy interview.
First of all, I really want to thank you for having us over.
We love having you guys.
And me and John have journeyed 4 nights in a row now, 3 times ayahuasca, and we just came back from a yaya ceremony all night, no sleep, 3 cups of thick brown jungle liquid, and unspeakable, no words. And I've been looking at this place many times. We're at Rhythmia right now, where we're talking to Gerry, who invited us here, and you created something really beautiful, amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you first.
Yeah, well, listen, thank you guys for coming, because I think a lot of people, especially people who are really experienced in medicine, like I know that you are, a lot of people think, oh, this is some pseudo-shamanism, cushy, Club Med kind of deal.
That's what I thought.
Exactly, right? And so it takes, you have to take a chance in order to come here, right? Like, because you could have went anywhere. You could have went to Peru or Ecuador or Colombia, wherever you wanted to go to drink medicine, right? And this misconception that's out there, I think, is largely from competitors in this space that don't like this particular setup, which is making it easy on Westerners. It's
not stuff that at all, even though it might have some elements like that. The actual medicine work,
hard work,
is deeply infused with tradition and wisdom.
Yeah. Thanks for saying that.
I've been learning so much here, beyond my wildest dreams.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Very inspirational.
You guys have been great contestants too, because it takes some chutzpah to drink 4 nights in a row. You got to be this is not like, I look at even some places that are high quality but traditional, they really go easier on you than we do. And we feel that that's one of the reasons that we're getting such expansion in people, because it is relentless.
It is.
It's relentless, and so we wear them down.
Yeah, we do feel extremely tired in the best possible way.
Yeah, yeah,
Workout for the soul.
yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. And so your guys' center, your office, is in Prague.
No, we currently work remotely in
Uh-huh.
cities, Amsterdam, Prague, and America. But we've come together to Costa Rica to work together,
Fantastic.
journey together, grow together, and bond. And we've had an unforgettable month and a half in Costa Rica.
How beautiful, huh?
Amazing.
And you gotta stay up with this crazy man. It's not easy, huh? He likes to drink this stuff, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I dragged them with me, and one of the sharing circles, I had this line. They were foolish enough to trust me. But I went along. We created this event called Apotheosis, a life retreat, where we drank yahe as well. We did some other ceremonies, and we kept going. We did mushroom ceremonies, more yahe. Then we came near more ayahuasca and yahe.
Fantastic.
And this is the first time you've been drinking.
Yeah, first time.
And I knew it would be amazing for you, and it has.
It has.
And I think you will look back on your life, especially the arrhythmia element here, because we had a chance to go really deep without being facilitators ourselves.
Yeah.
And foolishly enough for myself, it's like I got in here. It's like I've joined it so many times recently. Like I've had enough. Maybe there's not much for me to learn. Boy, I was wrong. So these guys, they followed me.
How beautiful, huh?
And it's been an absolute pleasure.
What's the other guy's name?
Jordan.
Jordan. And has he drank medicine before?
No, not before.
Wow. Wow. So this was the first time. Wow. Yeah, that's
It's transformation.
baptism by fire. That's a great way to, you know.
We might need to cut that out because he doesn't want to make sure.
Guy.
So two things, like during the ceremonies, nearly every ceremony I had this thought, what has Martijn got me into? At some point that thought came up and I kind of laughed to myself. But the experience of Rhythmia has, without a doubt, changed my life.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's been... I was hoping the whole experience of coming to Costa Rica, meeting back up with the HighExistence team, going through Apotheosis and coming to Rhythmia would sort of transform me, help me grow, and I'm really happy that the last few days has been that final click.
Oh, beautiful.
So.
Beautiful. We're so happy to be a part of that. And it's so crazy that once this stuff gets in you and you start operating, so like in life, there's many peak experiences in life, but there's nothing like seeing this. Like this is a drug itself. This is like the most addictive thing I think I've ever come across is watching somebody see it. It's fucking addictive.
Wow.
It's addictive. It's like, watch this. And they can come in like pissed off and frustrated and like at the end of their rope.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that transformation, if that doesn't make your heart sing, something's wrong with it. You're dead, you know? Yeah.
Is that why you built this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing place? Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, it happened to me, and I thought, and this is the truth. Like when I got back that week, and the medicine told me to do that, I said, I believe you, but I want to see it in someone else. So I brought my son, my assistant, and Dr. Jeff down, and they had it happen. And my son was smoking an eighth of weed a day and drinking a lot, and he was in the music business, and he didn't smoke weed from that day. That was in 2014, and I watched it do it. And it was rough. His Iboga journey was so rough. It's one of the most, you have this thing of your own children, right? And to see someone in that amount of pain, I was like, I fucked up. Like in the middle of it, I'm watching this kid die, you know? And it was like the best thing ever. And then I thought, okay, I believe we're
So Rhythmia started in 2014.
I bought it in 2014. I closed on it in 2015. It took a year to get licensed, and we opened in 2016. And as crazy as this sounds, we, the whole thing, every protocol came from the moon journeys, right? Every protocol, everything, who to hire, what to pay for the place, crazy shit.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's crazy shit.
So, we heard your story before the beginning of this week,
Yeah.
and listeners don't know, but your journey started way before you bought this place.
Way before, yeah.
So you were not in a good place.
No, I was suicidal and a really bad guy. I was not a nice person. I was a drug addict and an alcoholic and a sex addict and a greedy son of a bitch. I was very greedy. And I thought something that I had a mental disorder. I thought this is what crazy is. This, I can't get enough and nothing makes me happy. This is hell, or what, like purgatory in Catholicism is. This is it. My hungry ghosts are on me. And then I had an experience on the medicine and on iboga, and it changed my life. Really, in one night, hard to believe, in one night, I was a different guy. So I thought, people have to know about this, because I didn't know that some people knew. I thought I found this shit. I'm like, I discovered this, you know what I mean? And then I bought the place, and then the above actually told us to use ayahuasca, and I asked why, and it said that because it was too strong for most people, like. Yeah, it was too. The medicine of iboga said, the grandfather said, that I'm too strong for most people. It'll scare most people away.
I would agree with that.
So then we came and I did ayahuasca for the first time here, and I did it maybe 15 times, and then I met Mitra from the Colombian tradition.
Yeah.
And then it started. That was the beginning of this,
We just journeyed with Mitra. What an amazing guy.
The most.
What a deep motherfucker.
The deep motherfucker. You got that right. Oh my God, he's deep. Yeah, and I like my shaman to have a little bit of showman in them, and he's got it. He's got the flair and the feather, like
music.
Something's going on when he's blessing you, right? It's it's great, right?
Fully present.
Fully there.
Looks right into your soul.
Right into it and through it, dude. And like I was saying too, he's one of we put these people together here, yeah, and they mostly find us. People find us. They come from like another country and say, I was called to be here and da-da-da. And I met so many people that like in Los Angeles, and nothing against Los Angeles, I meet many people who talk about the way and very few people who live it, who embody it. And we've been so lucky here that almost everybody that you encounter that works on a client level, on a contact level, are walking it. So like they're really people I know, like I live with these people, and not that they don't have problems and this and that, but they're walking the walk. And when you're in it, the whole boat, everybody's in it. The whole boat, every boat in the bay raises, right? Every it's just this beautiful thing. And actually living here I didn't know what it would be like to be in a place of peace. And so even though this is a business, and it's a rough business, I mean, when I say it's a rough business, I never was in a business where I had to meet my customers. I never did. I was always from behind, like firing bombs from, like that. And I have to meet everybody who comes to the door, and it's demanding. And, some people, when they're, by Wednesday, people really start a lot of projecting, and things aren't going right, and they get mad at me. And it's like I have to go through that every week. It's hard. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. I can't tell you, because I get to live in a community of people that want the same thing. I've always lived in a community of everybody wanted the same thing. We wanted this bit of money, and we were going to fight for it. That was my community. That's not here. They want to see the faces of the people who do it because it becomes this juice to see that. And it's just, we're just having fun. I feel like a kid again, you know? I feel like a kid again, yeah.
One of the most inspiring parts of being here for me, other than going through the practices myself, was seeing, being in close proximity to the shamans, experienced medicine drinkers. They all had this amazing presence and grace and like an elegance to the way they talked and moved, and it was like, wow, this stuff must work, and it inspired me to drink more and to make it through the nights.
It's so funny because when I'm around them, you know, I'm very ungraceful and rough. You know, I was from a rough place, right?
Not that bad.
I'm not that bad, but I'm rough. And the thing is to be around them, you know, I get to see like what true grace is, and it's so funny too because the medicine one night I was really, really smashed. And everything fractaled out, and I said, why am I not like? Because my teacher is Mitra, so I said, why am I not like him? And the mother, the snake, said, because you're not supposed to be. That simple. No fucking explanation. No. Here's your. I also ran, balloon or prize. Nothing. You're not supposed to be. Simple. So then I just said, okay. I want to appreciate him for who he is, you know, and appreciate everybody for who they are in this matrix of different shaped pieces, putting this mosaic together. It's crazy shit, you know. Really beautiful stuff, actually. Yeah, yeah. I only wish that I was young when I got a glimpse of what peace looks like, you know, because I had such a hard. Everybody has, right? Everybody's hell is the same, yeah, you know, and everybody's hell is unique to them, yeah. But I just remember thinking, "Fuck, I don't want to live. I don't fit here," you know. And it's crazy, terrible feeling, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just curious. How do you think the medicine worked for you? Like, how do you think it, from a personal perspective, changed you overnight?
I think that by merging me back with my soul or my truth, that it was an instant fix. It would be like, I don't know, just, you know, an antibiotic that worked. You know, just that, holy fuck, I'm not sick anymore. It was that quick and that severe, and which left me in this strange place where I was 50 years old, and I didn't know who I was. Everything that I knew, that I was so fucking sure of, was gone in a night. And so I went back home as an infant, a 50-year-old infant. Like, truly, I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to date again. I never dated someone. I just like took them to dinner and fucked them. Like, that was my thing. I had to learn what dating was. I had to learn how to talk, you know, a little kinder. You know, I had to learn all these things, you know, so quickly. You know?
I would love to see you like.
I was having a hard time. I was a rough guy. You know, he's a rough guy.
So you just said merging back with your soul and being here. But first, it comes to mind are these three things that are above you. These words that tell you what your intentions can be, what the process is. And the first one is show me
who I've become. And that's the hard one, right?
Yes, especially if you haven't done it. Those are the lies, right?
Yes.
So basically, how you explained it, and I'd love to if you continue on that. Is you grow up and you become
someone else. Yeah.
Not with your truth anymore. You start living a lie.
Yes. Yeah.
And first step, being arrhythmia, or on this medicine path.
Uh-huh.
First step for these antibiotics for the soul, as psychedelics also are called.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, is to find out how you're deceiving yourself, right?
There you are. Yeah. And that's the number one thing, huh?
And then merging back with your soul.
At all costs?
At all costs.
Uh-huh.
And what you have to sacrifice.
Yep.
You have to find out who you are at the core level.
Yep.
And then the third one.
To heal your heart. Yeah.
What's that about?
I believe that this is shit the moon said, but she said that after you've lied to yourself and you split, that your heart takes on physical damage, that actual damage to your heart, and that something has to occur to fix the damage that's been done. And so my heart was so fucked that she couldn't fix it. So I was in a position that night where I was going to die, and Muganda, my shaman, said, "Ask her for a new heart," and she gave me a brand new one. And that because mine was toast, it was gone, and so that's, people say, oh, that's metaphoric and things, yeah, but maybe not, because it was real as real can be at the moment,
Right.
you know. So the healing of the heart allows you to forgive, you know, again, and then in that act of forgiveness, you get to forgive yourself, yeah, and then you're new, then you're ready to go, then you're ready to go back to Texas or wherever you're from and do your thing.
John, I'm very curious. You went through 4 journeys, and you played with these intentions.
Yeah.
How did you experience them? The show me who I've become, the lies you tell, is the way we deceive, recognizing your soul, and then healing your heart. Like how?
So out of the 4 ceremonies, each one had a very distinct flavor or theme that kind of characterized the whole night. The first ceremony, I felt like I went through all 3 intentions. And I've never taken ayahuasca before. My only experience with psychedelics was taking truffles, like mushrooms, twice. Not a huge dose, just a little bit. So when I drank the 2 cups, I drank the first cup on the first night, and I thought, you know, I don't really feel much, you know, nothing's really happening. But then I started to want to cry. Why do I want to cry? And it felt really good. I was like curling up into my pillow, crying. And then I drank the second cup, and then suddenly I felt this like female presence, you know, the mother, these beings, and she was pointing out to me these things that I knew that were wrong, that I knew were wrong, but I didn't admit that they were wrong during the last 6 months of my life. And I was crying, and I was like, yeah, you're right, you know, I can't hide this. Yeah, you're right. And I was crying for a good hour, and she was pointing out these different things to me, and then eventually I just asked, you know, like I said, I promise that I'm not going to do these things again.
I love that.
I promise. Can you heal me? And then I felt this like light going into my chest.
Oh, beautiful.
And that was kind of the journey of the 3 intentions.
How beautiful is that?
Out and reconnecting me with my soul, and then I asked for healing, and I got healing.
That feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to explain to someone. Like, it chokes me up to see someone feel that feeling. Like, and that's the feeling of truth. That's crazy shit. So for people like that are working in some cubicle somewhere and feel like, what the fuck is this about? To see them connect with that feeling. And here's the crazy thing with it. There's not a person who connects with that feeling that doesn't think, I know this feeling from somewhere. Like, it's a remembrance, not a discovery. It's, oh, fuck yeah, I remember this.
Long time ago.
Exactly. Well, in a forgotten time, yeah? but there's memory to it.
Absolutely.
Memory, even the craziest shit. The funniest thing is I get to talk to so many people, and I say, "What did you see last night?" I said, "Well, I saw, a goat with man from here to here. He was blue, wearing a red hat." And I'm like, "And what did you think?" And people say, "I think I saw him before somewhere." You know what I mean? Like, there's no surprises out there. There's very few people come back with surprised feelings, maybe, but there is a remembrance around them. But everything that they see, they somehow have a recollection somewhere of it from something wild.
Some of the visions and the insights are really wild. At the same time, having them is like, yeah, it's normal, it's true. Yeah, like you can't argue with it.
You can't. Huh? Yeah.
We just say that's like the value of going on a street like this. To go in, be transformed, having these crazy but vivid imaginations that tell you who you can be, where you might be better in your place in the world.
Oh, of course, right?
So you see a lot of people coming in
Oh
and
my
having a lot
God.
of transformation. So how do you, what is it you say you do here? Like what's...
I love that. That's from Office Space.
Yeah.
What is it that you say that you do here?
I know you work a lot.
I work a ton. Yeah.
Like,
You know who I feel the most joy for? Like in a lot of the cities in the world, right? People were born so far away from nature, so far away, maybe second, third generation away from any kind of nature. And then the medicine is nature. And when they see it and they finally reconnect with it and they go, I understand life for just this moment. I understand life. Like, what a fucking break from somebody maybe 40 years old that has been in a hell, and in the right circumstance, like in the right cities, right? The cities that are really rough, like Hong Kong, New York, that are really full on cities, right? Without, you can get so far away from truth, so far away, and then the more that you get when you're far away from truth, the further away from happiness you get. So if you're living on Park Avenue and you're making $20 million a year, and you're involved in a business with other people that nobody's in touch with truth or with nature in this way, it gets life gets terribly confusing. No wonder there's so much drinking. Like just alcohol alone is enough to try to numb it down a little bit. That my heart, if you really believe in this split, and if you believe in the things that I think are true, that the void that is created from that split is the source of all the ghosts. That is the source of the desire to numb yourself with something. Man, that's when you put someone back and you see the light back in their eyes, and you know that they're going to go home. And here's what's the crazy thing. So what we do is that, and when I send someone home, 2 weeks later I see their spouse. This 2 weeks later, I see.
you can see it.
Well, no, they come. So the husband goes home. Like even this one of the ladies that's here was just 2 weeks ago. Her husband was here, and I see it all the time where they go home and probably when they're going, they're thinking, oh, here's John going to some other crazy bullshit thing, and then when they come home and they look like that, they go, wait, I want some of that, and let me go try that.
You can see it in the faces here. People coming in and they're like having all these masks and happiness and not that connectedness, not that openness, and now everybody's hugging each other.
Exactly right.
You're just smiling, and they had a rough time. Like everybody suffered.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, because the moment you increase capacity of suffering, you also increase your capacity for joy.
I love that.
And you open that channel.
I love that you see that. Oh my God, yeah.
So it's. I fucking love retreats.
That's a good place,
I'm
right?
addicted like you.
I'm addicted, right? Yeah.
It's nothing better.
There's not like, and the thing is, this too. People say, "Oh, travel, travel, travel," and I have friends that just travel. They just like sold their company in their 40s, divorced their wife, got somebody else pregnant, and now they're traveling. And you know that deal, right? And they're going Machu Picchu and this place, and then that's cool. And I say, drink medicine one time, and I get them to drink it. And there's one thing going to Machu Picchu. It's another thing going to another dimension, right? Where you can stay in your house, and I'm in, dimension number 58, some planet with red people. Like, that's wild, right?
It's common if you walk Machu Picchu, you should take some San Pedro.
I heard that's wild, though. Have you done it there?
No, I've not done it there yet.
Yeah, that's
But we'll do.
quality. Yeah, that's on my list.
The mushrooms at Angkor Wat.
I was just going to ask you about Angkor Wat.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, that's my number 2 place. Yeah, I haven't been yet.
Mushrooms there, dude.
Wild, huh?
It's like going back thousands of years.
Uh-huh. You feel it?
You feel the presence of the place, and you feel the vastness of it, and the energy. And the mushrooms like actually transporting yourself back in time.
I love it.
It's one of my best trips of my life. Yeah.
Was that to Angkor Wat? Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make it to Ho Long Bay too while you were there? Like to see outside in Vietnam?
I haven't been to Vietnam.
These good ones there. I want to hit both of them while I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's crazy that you can take, so many people say, well, what about the medicine in the wrong hands, right? So, because this is a subject that comes up a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because a lot of people, actually thought that's what we were doing. We were the people that
Did it wrong.
yeah, did it improperly, right? And in LA, in Los Angeles, there's a lot of people serving medicine that don't have much experience with medicine, a lot of
Same in the Netherlands. Yeah.
in the Netherlands too, huh? Uh-huh. And I've seen some bad things happen, but I've also seen a lot of great things. So the medicine's trying to come through. Uh-huh. So like a weed, right? It goes in all directions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it uses the survival of the fittest thing to, like natural selection of itself, to wean this thing. It's brilliant. Mm-hmm. It is the most brilliant. It looks chaotic, and it's so perfectly brilliant. It's so crazy. So I say to somebody says, "Oh, I have a chance. Did you ever hear this guy?" And I haven't heard of any of them, right? And I say, "No." I said, "What you want to do is you want to just find out about the medicine. If the medicine's good, drink it. And then only good can come. Even if it looks good, sometimes wears another face, right? If this, and what is good, we'll get into that. But progress, right, of soul progress is in there. So people say, because I've done it. Like I drank in Los Angeles, and I heard a siren, and I heard some car alarms going off, and it does take you out of it a little bit, but it was better than not having done it, so I'm all for whoever, and I love tradition. I love the Shipibo tradition. I love the Colombian if you're going to do it. One thing that I noticed for a lot of people, Americans and Canadians, I'll say, when they go to Colombia or they go to Peru and there's a disconnect over the language, it makes it a little bit harder to grasp some of what's going on. And a lot of Americans have this thing over voodoo. They think everything is voodoo. They think everything is dark. Witchcraft of some description. So a lot of those people need a bridge of a place like this to kind of sort that out a little.
I was very pleasantly surprised by the eloquent articulation of the people here.
Yeah.
They can really can really see that they walk in both worlds.
Uh-huh.
They're very much like us.
Uh-huh.
They're very steeped in tradition,
Uh-huh.
and they're able to communicate that and like connect it so deeply with almost all facilitators.
I love that.
In a way that I haven't done before, either because they weren't as deep in tradition, so there was not as much depth, or it was too much tradition and they couldn't translate it.
That's the thing.
And so I feel like this is a beautiful example of what these traditions will look like in the future.
I love
to keep
that.
them alive and pass the torch, whoever wants to learn and has the talent or the calling
To do that.
to do it, yeah.
Because it is funny too, because as beautiful as tradition is, tradition can be the thing that keeps you in the same predicament.
Yes.
So it's really interesting about how tradition evolves.
It's a balancing act.
It's a balancing act.
Absolutely.
It so is, and it takes somebody. It takes somebody pretty open at the top to understand and get their hands around just that concept. So it's easy for me because I wasn't. I didn't have a horse in the race. I didn't say this is my tradition and this is. I as a Catholic who completely fucked up his Catholicism, right? So I didn't have a horse in the race. So what the medicine told us to do was easy for me because I didn't have a tradition, right? Sometimes it becomes hard, even if you're a medicine server, if you were really steeped in a particular tradition, that many times the tradition was focused around conditions precedent at the time that the tradition was born, and those conditions are no longer there. And so you really don't know what is from source, what is dogma, even in a beautiful, gorgeous tradition, right? There's all these questions that come up. So the medicine itself is evolving. And so if you believe that even corn has an intelligence, that this medicine must be super intelligent and it's picking its way through. So we're probably a part, all of us, right? Are a part of what it's trying to do. Crazy.
I love that idea. That's great.
It's good though, right? Yeah.
I see it the same way, yeah.
Yeah, I think it to be true.
Yeah, before I ever drank, I would hear people suggest things like the medicine has its own intelligence.
I believe that.
It was very difficult for me to grasp until I drank.
Exactly.
And I did feel that it was some intelligence separate from me, investigating me, figuring out what I needed. Very mind-blowing. You have to experience it.
And isn't that crazy that you think, okay, that's that plant. I wonder what all they're fucking doing out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I look at that now and I go,
Wait a minute.
what's that bush up to? Do you know what I mean? What is that bush up to?
You say it, John. I had this beautiful, beautiful vision on the eye this morning, last night. It was showing me exactly how it worked. This bitter, gooey stuff that just went through my system. Because plants, they communicate in neurochemicals, and they can do things our bodies can't. And so it goes through you, and it just cleanses everything out. And once I saw that, I was like, it was deeply uncomfortable. But when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, this is beautiful. It helped me so much. And I could see the gooey stuff just going through my body and just taking everything with it that doesn't resonate with it.
I love that.
And
I love that.
It's like, it's bitter medicine, but like every time, and I'm sure you both can attest to that, it's bitter medicine, but the afterglow
Oh my God.
is mystical, divine.
Amazing, right?
There's nothing better.
And what an act of love the afterglow is like. It's just that feeling of love, like that alone will change someone's life. Just to resonate with that feeling will change the course of someone's life.
Knowing that's possible.
That is there.
Right.
Wow. That, you know what? It wasn't all for nothing. That is there. And that's great shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's the best shit. Yeah.
Yeah. During my experience, I would say like 80% of my experience on the medicine and arrhythmia was beauty, joy, mystical sort of insights, and 20% was very difficult.
Yeah,
Pure
difficult.
suffering.
Pure
Yeah.
for me, because like I don't suffer with depression, but I do have at times like anxiety about things. And on one of the nights, the medicine kind of was like, let's see what you're made of, and it really pushed my anxiety back quite a lot. But as it happens, like that night, when everything was done, I was like so grateful for it. So grateful for
Isn't it beautiful?
And the afterglow.
Yeah.
So.
And did you have much fear in that?
So it was on the second night. I drank 2 cups, and I could feel the medicine getting into me, and it was very intense, and I was resisting it. I was afraid, and I had a little bit of a fight with my own anxiety for an hour or 2, and the shamans were amazing. They really helped me. But when that was over, I was able to look back and laugh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like it's like, what were you doing? That was ridiculous. But that shit. But I needed to go through it to kind of go. It's fine. I made it through.
Yep.
Nothing happened to me.
I get 1 out of every times I drink the medicine. I get so scared. And it's checking my ego. That's because my ego gets down the road a bit, and it just checks it and shows me like, don't even think about it. Like just don't even think about it. And then I get so super scared, and I get so drunk that I don't know where I'm at, and like for some reason certain nights I'll get so drunk that I remember one time I looked down and I had chicken feet and shit, and I was on the toilet shitting and throwing up into a bucket, and I looked over the bucket and I had chicken feet, and I thought, what the fuck is going on here, and I was like, what is a matter here? 3-toed chicken feet, and I was like, holy fuck, like what, and that, there's no explaining any of that. It's like, forget it, it's just like, okay, forget it.
People have wild visions.
Wild, yeah.
So, it seems like one of your main missions with Rhythmia is to introduce people. Because you said 95% of the people who come here, they haven't drank before.
Haven't drank, yeah.
So introduce people to this amazing medicine. How do you see, like, what are your missions for the future of Rhythmia?
This is the crazy thing, that in my other businesses, if something was good in one, I wanted to have 100 of them, right? And this is almost the exact opposite, that what we believe is that just by getting better at this and not expanding it to a chain or anything like that, but just getting better at it, that the people who are being called to come, that we're actually going to assist in making it a better place to live, just by the people that come through here, and to keep it like this, and to really do the best job we can, and try to make all aspects of it better, the food, the cleanse, the non-plant stuff, and just do the best job we can, and just like be thankful. Every day that I'm here is a bonus day for me. It's really, I'm on bonus time, and so I'm just fucking grateful for it, just so grateful, to be doing it. I can't even think of more, like this is it for me, so I'm happy, and I'm a person that's deeply always transforming, right? So I'm never cooked, it's like, as soon as I get to one place, I think, fuck, I forgot about all this, and I go through that. So I'm just so happy to be in the race. Like I'm thrilled to be in it. Like so many people that come here are so far ahead of me, and it doesn't bother me in the least. I'm thrilled about it. I'm happy to be here, and I think it shows because when I get to experience what other people are doing, I get super stoked, you know, get like very happy, you know, yeah. So that's what I judge. I say, okay, you know, I was brought up in a Catholic tradition where the saints were killed. You know, if you did a great job, you know, if you did a great job, you got burnt at the stake. That I don't like that one. You know, so I just want to be happy. You know what I mean? And the medicine, this is what I tell people. And this is not traditional. This is just observational from what I've seen. If you listen to it, you'll be happy. Honestly, if you listen to it, you'll lead a life that's somewhat content. If you don't listen to it, it'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you crazy because it'll haunt you. That oh my God, I was supposed to. Even if it says to you, take 10 minutes for yourself a day, and you say, that was just some hallucination, and you don't do it, it will haunt you.
You can't unsee it.
You can't unsee the shit.
That's the integration part after the ceremonies. You get all the insights, now you have to act on it.
You gotta.
Because you get you see your new potential.
Yep.
And you carry that image with you.
Yep.
And you're gonna judge
how you're doing based on that.
Based on that.
Yeah.
So it changes your baseline.
Yep, it does.
And that's a really good thing.
Great thing.
But it's punishing if you
punishing.
Foolish.
And isn't that great though? Isn't it great that it's its own reward and it's its own punishment? So like it's one package and it's either one you choose. Like how do you want it to be? You know, it gives you the chance. So here's the thing: you can listen to me, or you can do your own thing. You know, I love it.
Listening is always the harder road.
It is the harder road.
But there are fruits of labor at the end.
Oh my God, it's so worth it to do.
Yeah.
It's the most worthwhile thing. It's the most worthwhile thing.
That's what I've been learning with medicine. It's
the truth, right?
I already know what's best for me, and the medicine reminds me. And it also keeps me straight because it teaches me if I don't do it, next time I'm gonna drink, I have to purge all this shit again.
Yep.
And I know what that's like.
Yep.
And I start seeing that's actually my daily life.
Yep.
But you numb yourself. So being reminded of what you're capable of and doing that, and it gives you the courage. If you can handle the suffering of such a night, like doing the things like taking 10 minutes a day is like easy.
So easy compared to this, right?
Right. So
you end up sometimes going through life and you have constant reminders of, okay, I know now what works for me, and I'm going to choose that because the pain of redoing this is like fuck. Like I don't want to have that fight again all night. Like I just don't want to do it. You know.
And one of my teachers said that once you've done ceremonies, your whole life becomes preparation for the next ceremony.
It does, and it's all that. Isn't that beautiful though?
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
a report card. It's
Exactly.
really cool.
It increases your level of self-care.
Yep.
You next time you want to be better prepared because you want those divine heavenly realms where mystical visions visit you that teaches you who you can be, what you can become if you just listen to the truth, and that is worth it.
Is it?
Worth all the sacrifice.
Isn't work like this too?
Mm-hmm.
That you know, in regular life, we probably know how we're doing, but we don't want to be aware of it. You know, we probably know, hey, just fucked up, but don't look at it like I just said. And when you're doing the medicine will tell you,
Yes.
hey, you're doing a good job. Hey, thanks. You know, like thank you.
Or you're fucking up.
Or you're fucking up.
Sorry.
You know.
I'm sorry.
And the thing is too, it's never a surprise.
No.
It's never a surprise. You're like, yeah, I know. You know?
Yeah, but just hitting it away and acting like you don't.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work.
No.
And you can, when you do something wrong, you can kind of think, oh yeah, I made a mistake there. But
Yes.
when you take the medicine, you really see see yourself from the outside.
Yep.
And it's painful.
It is.
You need that though, because it's like, oh, okay.
You see the gravity of it. It's not just a minor thing, because often these are patterns that help you,
Always.
that prevent you from doing what is right, growing, maturing, waking up,
Loving.
loving, caring,
Yep.
taking responsibility, all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. Yeah.
Encourages life.
Yeah.
Would you say that's been the biggest change, that before your Iboga you were, using your own words, an asshole,
I was.
and now you've become, let's say, a more virtuous person?
Yeah. I actually have an ability to care that I never knew I had. Like, I never cared about anybody. And the capacity to care is amazing. And it wasn't in me. It just was something that I had cut off in my life, yeah? And so I had no feelings at all. I could fire 50, 100 people at a time and not even think of anything. And people cry, and I wouldn't fucking, I'd think I'm doing them a favor. It's what crazy shit, right? And so to go from that to, and it's the miracle of whatever you consider God to be, right? It's this miracle, this thing, and to see it, and you go, wow, fuck, it's really real, and you can really have it. Like, we were taught in Catholicism that life is shit, and then you die, and then you pay for your sins, and then you get to heaven. Which sounds crazy as fuck when you say it that way, right? It sounds like the rantings of a crazy person. And to know that there is heaven on earth is a beautiful thing to know. That and it comes out of when fear gets, when this happens, when that murder occurs, then all of a sudden fear goes away and love can be there. That's just crazy shit, huh? It's the best shit ever. Yeah, you're not afraid of being you. Yeah, that's a great gift. Yeah.
And all that in a glass of jungle juice.
Of terrible tasting jungle juice.
Bitter, muddy.
Terrible, dude. Even the thought of it, I get chills sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Just the thought of the taste of that. Yeah. You know, I try to, every time that I get a chance, I try to talk to people who I think might have been like me, that if they're, if they're near the end of their rope or whatever, right? So what I'd like to say, can I just say it? That if someone's out there and they're listening and they're starting to give up, and it's affecting either their will to live or their experience of their own family, or something when everything seems like it's going wrong, and that they've tried everything and that they're out of hope, that I just want to say two things. The first thing is to find somewhere like this place, or find somebody that understands this soul reclaiming process and that has medicine, and try to get with them. And if you can make an appointment with someone like that, then in the interim, to leave yourself alone, to just leave yourself alone until this date comes up, that you'll be surprised how much there is to live for. That there really is. This can be, no matter what it looks like at this moment, that it can be the most beautiful existence. And I'd like to use me as of living proof that nobody was worse than me that I've ever met, and nobody was darker or closer to death or more sad. And to have this thing happen, if it happened to me, it can happen to anyone. So just give it a chance, and give yourself a chance, and give yourself a break. And find somebody that knows about this, or come and see us. And we are a business, but you'd never know it once you're here, because our whole goal is to put you back together, and that's our thing. So that's the thing, and not that I don't want that to come off as as cocky or something, like everybody's broken, but yet everybody is broken to an extent, and it's okay. And I just want you to know that there's a place that you can come and that you'll be held in the right way, with the right intentions, and that there's joy in life, still such joy in life. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
So, where I come from, it's quite a small community, and there's quite a lot of suffering, like a lot of alcoholism and drug addiction and domestic violence.
In Wales?
In a certain part of Wales,
Uh-huh.
in like the valley area. And not many people really understand plant medicine.
Right.
And how it can sort of transform your life. And when I go back, many people will just think that I've just done drugs.
Yes.
And I'm some hippie.
Yeah.
Go for true.
Yeah, to some extent.
I like that, Martin. I like that. I love it. Yeah.
So, what would you?
Nothing wrong with that.
What would you? How would you try and like show someone who is really struggling, maybe suicidal,
Yes.
but is just not a part of the spiritual world, that something like rhythmia and a plant medicine ceremony could help with?
So the good news is this. This is the greatest news. That somebody who's in that particular position, that because there's no tradition and there's no dogma, that when you tell them that there is this thing that transcends any description, that can happen and your life can change. Do you know that in all those people, there's a part of them that knows those words to be true? And all you have to do is say it with light, that there is this part of you that knows that there's still joy and that things can be okay. And it doesn't have to do with religion or anything. It has to do with this part of you that's alive and wants to be healed. And that's the thing. And when you talk to someone, when they're ready for that, when they're ready, and usually when I say ready, I don't mean pulled by some divine idea. I mean, they're pushed to the point that they're ready to that. So like the addicts, who I love, are all super sensitive people, generally speaking. No matter what they look like, they're just hypersensitive people. And when you speak to them in those terms, that resonates, and you can get people to see that truth. And here's another crazy part of that you do enough medicine and you get to see that in some cases that their soul is so depressed that actually leaving this dimension is okay. As crazy as that sounds, that's just the craziest words, but you understand, what I'm talking about from over there, right? Like,
Some hells are not worth living anymore.
that's it. That's it. There's a.
I'd like to add to that. One point we made is that the sensitive people are the addicts, and that's so true.
Yeah.
One of the insights me and Jordan talked about earlier is that those sensitive souls, they've been traumatized from an early age because they were so sensitive, and they've accumulated so many painful.
Absolutely.
So they don't trust anymore. They don't
At
trust
all.
themselves, other people,
Right.
and to live in that, you need a crutch, which is alcohol or opiates or whatever.
Yes.
And to add to that, to your question, John, when I started drinking medicine, I was like, wow, this can help and change so many people. And I took it upon myself to become a former preacher and sharing it with everyone who wanted to know or didn't want to know. And that didn't work at all, because you have to do more than just talk. And the moment I started being an example,
There you are.
the moment I didn't want to change people anymore, I just wanted to live my life in a virtuous way and lead by example, other people started getting interested. Hey, there's something about this guy. I don't know what's up, he's a bit weird, a bit crazy, but he sees what's up on some level. And then the questions come, and then that natural curiosity, then there are these places like Rhythmia that they will transform you if you take that leap of faith. worth it. It's worth every penny. And
Thank you.
yeah, so if you know anybody listening, if you know anyone or want a somewhat comfortable introduction to plant medicine and work with amazing people and be in really good care, because I'm really big on proper integration, proper structure of medicine, integration in a normal discourse or a modern context, and you guys hit almost every point.
Thank you.
And so, you know what, you have nothing to lose, so try it, come.
I love that.
Yeah, and like I think for many people, myself included, doing plant medicine for the first time, I really want to feel safe so I can have this journey. And as soon as I arrived, I had my blood pressure taken, pulse, spoke to a doctor one-on-one. The people in the ceremony, when I had a difficult moment, they instantly reassured me that you had medical staff ready to go if anything happened. And it was the perfect introduction to plant medicine.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you. You know, we're trying to make it that. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Thank you, brother.
I'm glad you guys came. I know that you were skeptical, and that's
On
good.
some level,
Yeah.
I have a good friend who was here,
Aha.
and it's almost a miracle that he didn't have these transformational insights. So I have to talk with him now,
Interesting.
because first assumption was this place.
Aha.
But
Interesting.
now I think there's something else going on. So we'll talk, and I'll get back to you on that.
Beautiful.
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 I'll make sure he gets back here to try again.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
Where can people look if they want to learn more about you, your story?
So if they go to the Rhythmia website, it's www.rhythmia.com. It's rythmia.com. From that website, there's links about me, and we have a book out called Shit the Moon Said. It's available at Amazon. And there's a movie, The Reality of Truth, that we're in that addresses some of these things. Yeah, so if you want to do that, and by all means, just don't give up. That's the key thing here, is that searchers will win in the end, you know? So don't give up, and you know, and we've been seeing a lot of people in the news lately that have given up, and some really cool people, and it's just, I just want people to hang on, you know, just hang on and do it, you know. It's a beautiful, life is beautiful, you know, it really is, yeah.
One of my teachers once said, when in doubt, drink more.
I love that teacher.
So, and I heard it. Sometimes I wish I never heard it, because
I know.
Because when you're lying there and you're going through a difficult time and there's round 2, like you have to get up and taste more, and like I don't want to do it.
I know.
But also for people who have never tried it, when in doubt, look through the telescope and, you know, see for yourself. If it's not for you, fine.
Yep.
But try it out.
Try once.
It's safe. It's benefits are clearly researched and there. Yeah, find a great spot to
Do it.
do the medicine.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
One last question I love. What's the story behind the name Rhythmia?
Which is crazy. My son is in the music business, and we came up with that name 20 years ago. And I formed a company for them, and Rhythmia Records, and there was an idea that was abandoned. And when I did the medicine, I said, what do you name it? And what do I name it? And the moon tapped out Rhythmia. And I was like, I already own that. And she said, I know.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
Well, Gerry, so much thanks for your time and openness, and inviting us over here. This has been great for me and my team.
And thanks for what you guys are doing. And I know that this is, people don't understand how much work this is. And to have one that's successful and growing, You can't do that and be in the wrong vibration. So you're right there where you should be. And I wish you guys continued success at this. And I thank you for coming and sharing this week with us. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, good.
Thank you so much for listening to the High Existence podcast. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed our talk with Gerry. If you want to learn more about Gerry and visit Rhythmia, meet Gerry yourself, you can go to rhythmia.com, rythmia.com, and I fully recommend you check it out. I had an experience there that changed my life. I'm sure it will change yours too if you go and check it out. So that's rhythmia.com. And please subscribe to the podcast if you enjoyed. We have some amazing guests lined up from different fields, various experts, and if you're interested in meeting the High Existence team and coming on a retreat with us, we have one in the Netherlands in October, and we have some others lined up next year. Just visit apotheosisretreat.com for more information, and I will speak to you next time.